And now, Energy's Us Production presents Pittsburgh Poltergeiser Prattle. Today's topic, evidence of plasma weapons and action. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Hang on here and teach everything I've learned. I might as well get it all out there because y'all are a lot smarter and quicker than I am. Okay, the usual intros, places you can find me. Everyone's to learn quantum pondering, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and now Telegram. Excuse me, Angel or Cat. If you have any questions, see my past videos. They're all very short. Copy or feel free to copy anything I teach or record. Today's solar storms were brought to you by Energy's Us, using plasma rather than heavy metals, because plasma light tastes less grilling. Please consider what I teach or speak. It helps enhance the 100th monkey effect in our newly unified plasma field, reconnecting to the heavens. Today's topic, evidence of plasma weapons. These are things I've learned. I wasn't taught with words, observations. So I'm sharing in the hopes and faith that y'all will continue and take what I've learned and do. I learn a lot more than I have. Thanks. Okay, evidence of plasma. We were the pawns and the plasma was their weapon. We shall call them. They would do such things as they called gatherings. They would create some plasma, program it, and deliver it. There's less threat of that now. Now, instead of having, as an analogy, rather than having feces flung in your face as a weapon, this is more like a squirt gun under the water of a swimming pool. So to continue, toponomical circuitry was evidence. Also, I'll mention some components. The Ark of the Covenant versus the orb of your planet. It's my plasma capacitor Ark of Covenant. Tricky little thing to carry around, it looks like. But the whole planet will be one of those. That's when I said you could defend yourself. That's how. Witness, World Trade Center, Wall of Jericho, and Ever Given Vessel. If you look into the details, you can see those that once were reformulated and manipulated, that craft, because it drew a naughty picture before it went up the Suez Canal. So in other words, y'all will be masters of your planet now that you're free of your former owners. And plasmates, this is what I call fractured, crucified, segmented souls of the dead. They have some sentience left, as though like a bird or rat, probably less. And components, I'll go over those as well. Okay, it was a very simple science. And that's why it was so important they kept it secret. What? They were using trapped source fragments of the living and the dead off your antenna, and those blown up bits of souls, mixed and mired bits of souls I've mentioned so many times. Why? The dead will seek familiar things. Whistles, bells, the flag, bugles, anything. Children, holiday symbols, etc., because that's all they know. They kind of sort of remember and know to go to there. How simplifying the souls, like I said, mix, mire, burn, fracture. Where they kept trying to quilt these firmaments together. We will call them our former owners. And Wiccan witch, excuse me. They create it or find it, sacrifice, digging, etc., waking it up from the ground and gathering it. Often, I guess they work in groups or did. Train it and move it. program it to be negative rather than positive, attack rather than comfort. They would sort it and stash it. If you look at the toponomical circuit trails, residuals, black, green, mossy, orange, and white, you can see that it's been sorted on the way. Project and program it. As we just mentioned, they will mule it around. We mentioned that before in earlier videos. They'll use plant clones like tea and ecclesiastical cup and saucer with monoatomic metals such as gold, teacups. In nano dragging, just to reiterate that the plasma will drag nanoparticles with it, even through glass and through your mortar work of house. And if it gets heavy in your house and compressed, it becomes harder to endure. More components are bare spots, waking it up minerally with rocks or vegetatively, say with pachysandra or some other ivy that it can linger in without being brushed or washed, so it can make a larger pool of sentience. Fences, magnetic with iron in them, wood for wicking up spirit energy from below, and mineral, the mortise, the rocks, masonry we spoke of that's obsolete. They will bale it, have it in a bale or a bell. You can see things people put in their yards, a chimney. Also in chimney, like a well next to a chimney. That would be like a stash place for them. You see a lot of evergreens on toponomical circuitry, manipulators, landscapes. Something about an extra carbon or oxygen in their uptake, and something about amber as well. Ionic amber vapor or something of that nature. Low veg retention, that's back to the pachysandra, Japanese knotweed, things like that they put in to retain it on the ground so they could scoop it up before it was discovered. Vamp with a pyre, that's just another method. You see like woods and cords around the garden, or telephone poles are a good example. Up cup, have an upside down. Smooth, clay made. What are those things? Plant pots. Wicks and trellis, wick it up. Shovels, brooms, gutter spouts, and then trellises, ladders, etc. to help it up. And lastly, components of drains. We just mentioned that. Storm and rain, sewer and storm drains, gutter spouts, etc. I pick up a lot of it coming up out of the storm drains with a magnet. Rocks that are fake, real, a hollow one to gather this plasma they wick up. Real ones for Jacob's rocks, cymatically and silicately wicking it up. And then crystals, that's kind of the same thing. Those little white rocks they'll line their yard with, etc. All kinds of rock stuff. Sigils of flags and symbols that these plasmates would look for, may recognize as a home thing or camaraderie of fighting souls once friends with. Message symbols also, pineal glands. I think there's even a plant that sounds almost like pineas or something. Glands have little pine trees that look like pineal glands. The thing in your head that looks like kind of like a pine cone. Castor bean, they'll put castor beans. Makes rice and some nasty poison. They'll grow that in their yard. And then the rose, how they rose up with our blood while tearing us to pieces with their thorns. Nasty group. Just my opinion. I love y'all. And mind control symptoms next time. I hope I cut this under time. I love y'all. Thanks. We love you. Bye.